What is up, everybody? It's Mark the Mike, and this is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Recycle Inc. I am Mark the Mike. I'm joined by my tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
And a lot of things to cover. We have the Vengeance Day review. I think we'll touch up on some of the stuff that happened last week. Crazy shit that happened on Raw, but we probably won't read that until next week unless you watched it. But beyond that, we got our wrestling retrospect, and I picked the guy of the hour, Dan Helsing. He's a funny. I've been enjoying the shit out of him, and I actually liked. I was happy that he got signed anyway, so I was really happy with it. My first match that I picked of Dan Helsing was Mordecai versus Dan Helsing. This is absolute intense wrestling. This is about 4 years ago. It doesn't have a straight date. Actually, it does. January 12th, 2022. Um, this was not a big crowd, but it was a funny ass match. Mordecai, if you don't know who Mordecai is, he was also Kevin Thorne in ECW, WWE's version of ECW. He was the vampire dude with the chick. If you don't even know who that is, it's understandable because you had to be a deep cut into that ECW era of WWE's time. Anyway, they have a fight. It shows the little tricks and trade of what Dan Helsing does. He does like the tequila walk on the corner, and then does some offense with that. He has like a lot of little things to his gimmick. He throws teeth in your mouth, and then he'll kick you in the face. Um, he tries little ways to find ways to win and stuff like that. And he works kind of like an old school heel, but just he's a babyface and he gets cheered for it. But it was a fun match. Mordecai tries to catch him, and then he lined up with teeth in his mouth and a big go to sleep. He took Pepsi Phil's move and took him out. So that was my first match.
Okay. The let's see. The first match I have, it looks like STP versus Team Danhausen,
Okay.
or no, his. See the way they have it. It's on ROH's YouTube. It is Danhausen's Team Hausen goes for the gold versus STP, and that's Shane Taylor Promotions. This is let's see. The date is November 1st, 2021. So this is pandemic wrestling, but this is also before the recent change up with Shane Taylor Promotions. You forget that Bishop Khan was in STP
Yeah.
and now he's with Ricochet.
Yeah.
And I think for some reason is that it looks like one of the dudes from no, that is PCO on Team Danhausen.
Yep. That is.
He has his face painted blue, so I'm not sure the story. He has half his face painted blue, and he has the front. He has the. That's this is when he had the long hair.
Yeah.
I remember during the pandemic also uh, is sort of when he started to get sort of a rise in popularity because he was crazy in Impact. I remember that. Um, but thankfully he is on Danhausen's team. A standard 6 man match, like they're crazy. But again, if you want to see Danhausen actually wrestle, he does wrestle in this match. He is though beat by Shane Taylor with a package powerbomb.
Nice.
So STP takes the match. And then I guess this was Halloween themed. Because remember, this is November 1st when the match happened. So you got it is the 40th day. I need to give you the picture of this. Um the black dude who's their announcer, I forget his name. You know the ROH guy who can't I think
I am not good with their. I do not know his name.
I forget his name. Because he's still there. He's still announcing. I think it's Patrice or
Could be
but
correct.
anyway, he dressed up. He has a big afro on. I think the other guy who's is it Ian
Yeah.
Riccaboni? I think is the guy's name.
Yeah.
That got the glasses. He's there. He's dressed up as the purple Teletubby. And Mark Briscoe is Mario, but he has this shell shock look on his face. Not Mark Briscoe. Yeah, it is Mark Briscoe. It is Mark Briscoe. The one with the top row missing.
Yeah.
That's Mark Briscoe, right?
Um, Let me see if I can find it because I'm not sure.
I believe that's him. And but he dressed as Mario, and he has this shell shock look, like he's seen some stuff. He's just looking into the camera. It's the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. So that makes this match even better. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh man.
All right,
What
good.
was going on?
Huh?
No, I'm just saying what was going on in wrestling.
I don't know. It's a fun stuff.
They were trying to keep people alive. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to people who were wrestling during the pandemic.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And Danhausen was one of them.
Yes. He became big in during the pandemic because I
So,
think that was when he had his big interview with Conan O'Brien too. And then he
okay.
started like really showing up during that time, and that's when his merch started booming and everything like that. And you saw him everywhere. The Major Pod was probably the first to really work with him too. So shout outs to Matt Cardona and Brian Myers for actually like putting a lot of eyes on him too. They 100%. They put a lot of eyes on him. My next match is Chauncey Blackheart versus Dan Helsing. This is in Game Changer Wrestling. Massacre in Maine. This is 11/8/2025. I didn't know they had this match, and I'm a little mad that I did not see this when it first came up. There's a chance that it wasn't really originally planned, and he was added to the match. But it was a fun and crazy gimmicky hardcore match because they beat the shit out of each other, but they also was doing their gimmicks and making fun of each other while they were actually wrestling as well. So there was a lot of dumb shit that happened in this match. But Shanti did eat a bunch of teeth. Then she reversed it into a pin. Uh, he dives out her stage dive. He gets pissed off, grabs a chair, um, goes to use the chair, misses the chair. Chauncey kicks him. They line up in the the corner of the apron. Chauncey low blows him, tries to Death Valley Driver him. She misses. He reverses and catches her with another go to sleep Pepsi Phil's move and takes her out. Van Helsing wins, and there you go. And I think his son was in the crowd, so there you go.
Okay. Uh, where is the history? The second match I have is Danhausen versus Simon Miller, and this one is, I think it says, yeah, no, well, by now it's 1 year ago, but it's really like the beginning of 2024, 25. It says it went up. Oh no, this match happened in 2024, but it went up January 29th to 2025. It is UPW Beach Bass 2024.
Okay.
Um, so it's so if you don't know Simon Miller, he's like an internet personality who did the thing that they say you should do if you want to talk about and criticize wrestling, and that is learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So he did that, had a big transformation because he was always a muscular guy, but he wasn't like in wrestling shape. And so there's a whole, I think there's a series that on him actually when he started like doing it.
Yeah.
Um, he used to be a member of something called Cultaholic, so you can probably still see the name.
And what culture too?
What culture? So, yeah, he still has his own thing though.
Yeah.
Um, but no, he's good friends with a lot of wrestlers actually. And these two guys fought. I don't know what the reason was, but uh, Danhausen was not nice to him when they started. Also, I think the beef was that Simon Miller had something that was like making fun of him because mid match he pulls out a cape and puts it on during the put the cape on during the match and starts beating Danhausen ass because mind you he's a big dude. Um, so he definitely has a size advantage. Then there's something I guess that has to do with again they were scheming against Danhausen. I don't know why. It just seems funny because they again he's not really known for having long matches, but he has a pretty good solid match. So I think people will be surprised at how much Danhausen can actually wrestle, right? So
Yeah.
he's wrestling a lot here. But again, there's funny stuff that happens. These two guys in jean suits, Canadian tuxedos, and 90s shades show up, distract Danhausen, accidentally hit Simon Miller, but the it still the backfires and then refires because Simon Miller still gets the upper hand. The lights turn red, which is something I guess it looks like they have a bar at this venue. It's big and spacious, but it has like these neon lights.
Okay.
It looked like they're gonna be friends, and then he tricks him, hits him with a GTS. See, this is a whole thing. Those two guys get beat up, and then Danhausen wins.
Nice.
So it was basically 3-on-1 at the end. He tricks them, beats them, and then he gets jumped and then makes friends. So this is a whole storyline I missed, but this is a weird one. It's still kind of funny. So
Nice.
check it out if you want to.
My last one is just because it was outdoors and I really dug Dan Housing's gear. This is Jake something versus Dan Housing. This is in where is it? God damn it. BLP. Black Label Pro Wrestling. It's an outdoor event too. Like everything, it's sunny, it's light out, and it looks like it's right behind like a warehouse. Jake something is very plain dude, like he's just like that. But Dan Housing, he had like a Bret Hart inspired wrestling gear that had instead of the hearts on his thigh, it was teeth, and it looked really cool. It was red and black, and he had a whole Bret Hart gimmick, and I dug it. Um, Match was cool. It looked like they were both like like hot as hell because it looked like it was a really sunny day. So there was a point that they all both got gas, but again, Danhausen finds ways to manipulate his ways to win matches, and it's not just in a way of cheating. It's more about getting the referee on his side and kind of like kind of like threatening him that he'll curse him if he don't pin faster. He does little gimmicky things like that, and makes it fun. Um, this don't have a year, but this has to be last year because he has major guys. The major pod made gear. Made their his last big rubber guy has this gear. So there you go.
The last one I have is Danhausen versus Sydney Akeem for FKA, formerly known as Reggie from WWE.
Yes.
I think he was Sydney Akeem in TNA. He was there for a little bit.
Yes, I think so as well.
This is Legacy 2025. This is on WSW on the YouTube. This happened last year. It says June 6th, 2025. And it was live. Oh, no, it said it was live in Melbourne in March. So that's when it happened. Um, a lot of people have been to this promotion. This is where I think Cardona's been here. Uh, I think Indy's been here. Well, obviously she is Australian. Um, like I, I'm not 100% sure. I think actually Shotzi's been here too. Like there's a when they always go through this promotion. I don't remember what the affiliation is, but if you see their championship, you 100% know have seen it before, Merc.
Yeah.
It's like a white belt with like the company's logos like blue on it, blue and like silver or like platinum or whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's nice looking belts that they have there. This is not for a championship. This one Danhausen has this cool HBK gear on. Like it has the tiger stripes, but it's red and black and it has little teeth on it.
Nice.
Um, So he always has somebody. It seems he always has somebody's gear that he's inspired by, which is pretty cool. He so this one they mention it on the commentary because of how Sidney Akeem wrestles and his act. They mention he was in Cirque du Soleil and whatnot, so they know that he's super acrobatic. They say on commentary, well, I wonder if he's gonna flip out of the way of the curse, and they go, that's ridiculous. That can't happen. That's not how that works. And then wouldn't you know it, about 5 minutes in the match, Danhausen tries to curse Akeem, and then he does one of his like matrix dodges and dodges the curse. And that plays into the match because he actually wins the match. And I think the ref got scared of Danhausen halfway because he things weren't going his way, and when Danhausen seems to get mad and try to curse the ref, that backfires. Akeem catches him. Like here's one of the good things I think when we when currently we'll see him wrestle is that Danhausen is just very good at the crowd.
Yeah, he knows how to
He's
work
like
the
getting
crowd.
the crowd into it. So there's a point where they go outside and they go around the ring, and there's a life size Shrek at ringside. Like he's just in the crowd, just chilling. Big muscle Shrek. And Danhausen, he just goes over to him and starts giving him a five. He's like, hey, starts pointing at him. And then just going around the ring, beating up Hakeem and stuff. They get back in. Now, again, the ref is petrified of Danhausen at this point and is like just on the edges of the ring, trying not to get cursed again.
Nice.
Um, and he does. Now again, I don't know what it's because it's not a regular move. He does like two. It's not complicated, but to describe it, it's a bunch of things. He does two Matrix type backflips to evade a clothesline from Danhausen. And then when Danhausen turns around after the second one, he hits him with a jumping stunner. It looks cool as shit, and that's how he wins the match. So somebody sign this man. I thought he was in TNA. What happened?
Yeah. I think because they have two different contracts. They'll have.
He came back to. He
Yeah.
came back to wrestling because recently he's wrestling.
Yeah, because Cardona was the prime example. He wrestled. The way he was contracted was by dates. He didn't have like obligations to be full time in Impact, and that's probably why he didn't win like any of the big titles or anything like that because he was
Uh-huh.
contracted by dates.
I see. I see. Okay.
So I think a lot of guys will do that just so they could add the indie dates if they're not going to be used as a focal point kind of thing. But
Mhm.
Cardona was used somewhat as a focal point. I think he held one or two titles, but beyond that, like he understood that, and that's. But he liked it the way he is because it gave him this space to do his dates that he wanted to do. Um, Sadly, Statlander, and
That's a different
Ace
lady.
Warner, they both left.
That's a different lady.
Steph Lander, there,
Deadland. Yeah.
Lander, she left. Her and Mace Warner left TNA because they didn't want to clear her to wrestle. So
I mean, I understand. You don't want that. You don't
yeah,
want to be the ones that have the person whose neck is a stack of dimes.
yeah, but
I'm cold would say.
we will see.
She gets dropped on her head in your company and they blame you. So
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened last week. The fact that again we start this week later,
John
so
Morrison is bald.
John Morrison bald. We got a new Intercontinental Champion because he Danhausen's curse. I'll say this: the interactions after the whole Elimination Chamber with Danhausen been gold. He has comedic timing. He knows how to work that character. He knows what he needs to do to actually get over, and he's been extremely over. Even though he got booed in Elimination Chamber, he's the
But,
number one merch seller right now, and he's
but see,
getting reworked too.
nobody took nobody took the booing for what it was. Not that they. I told you they
Yeah,
weren't. They didn't boo the man for not for him being there. He didn't do shit.
yeah,
And now he's doing stuff every week. And guess what you hear in the crowd when he says it?
Yeah.
You hear the crowd go, "You're cursed." So
Yes.
they were waiting for him.
Yes.
So WWE, you dropped the ball, but thankfully the guy is that good.
And he's 2 and over curses.
Yeah,
Well,
look at that.
technically, yeah. Grande kind of fucked up.
Well, those two guys, man. Shane in the back.
And also Friday SmackDown was with the Miz, and I actually thought that hell shit was hilarious too.
Mm.
Dug it. I really dug it. We have a new Intercontinental Champion in Penta. He won it off of Dominic Mysterio after he got cursed by Dan Helsing. So, the assist from Dan Helsing and Penta wins the IC Championship. There was also fiction from the team for the Judgment Day because Balor wanted him to do it himself, and him and JD got back and forth into it, and that's also why he lost. Um, if you go into this Monday, it gets exciting for what they're gonna do with Judgment Day. So that's all I'll say with that. Um, we got somewhat of the SmackDown tag team back on TV. They had a gauntlet match which Truth and Damian Priest won.
All right, that's how that goes. All right, I'm not mad at it, but yeah, okay.
Judgment Day. There you go.
Uh, listen, I'd be mad as hell if I was the Garzas.
Yeah,
They bust their ass in that match.
yeah,
They were the MVPs, and another tag team who barely wrestled as a tag team beat them. So it is what
yeah.
it is.
Damian Priest is a big dude though.
I mean, but it was Ron Cena, so
Yeah.
you can't
Ron
can't.
Cena and Damian Priest. Yeah, big dude and the channels of John Cena and Ron Cena. So, um, we also got some crazy promo by CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I've been loving just the fact that they're just been promoting every week, but they actually been having good story arcs in the promos because you had the Roman and him talking about Sika, which kind of got a lot of people's feathers ruffled because I know Zilla was cursing CM Punk out and a bunch of other people,
It's
but
my family.
it's interesting to see where it's going. I like if you again with Monday Night Raw that was yesterday. I love what they did with the Usos and them as well. So that's something that we'll probably talk about more deeply next week. But that was actually really good, and I'm digging it. If it's just promos and stuff like that, but at least you know where the story's going, and at least you know that there's back this story into story, and I'm happy with that. Um, what else we got? We got the Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill standoff, which I thought was solid. Which worked. I thought it did its job for what it needed to
Wait,
do.
this is Monday of last week.
This was SmackDown.
Wait, we didn't
I'm
do.
just going through everything.
Oh, just going through it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so because
All
it's
right.
not like a regular show because we kind of late, but I'm
All right.
just pointing out things and then
We
go.
didn't. Well, we didn't mention Obafemi and Rusev. That was sad
Yeah,
because that was the match I was looking for. You said it didn't get any heights this
it.
week, but still
I
it was still a good setup though.
I needed something. I wanted like a I wanted like a good 10, 15 minute bout.
Oh, they didn't have time. I got you. I got
It got it like it was somewhat of a power man squash match, but I just wanted more because I know Rusev could have done more in that match. I just
you. Okay.
wanted more, but I like the way it looked. I like the buildup of it, and
I mean,
but yeah, I
the
just
other
wanted more.
thing, the other big story thing that we didn't talk about was that Paul Heyman got his head exploded.
Yes, and then we saw the improv magical ninjas this week.
So yeah, Seth Rollins came back. I didn't think that was the first time he was on Raw since then, right?
Yes,
Last week when he
yes,
he penetrated the dome himself
yep.
and took the mask off after the other two guys were gone, and there was a masked man in the row. Again, I hope it.
You sound a little muffled.
I said I hope they stay hidden.
Yeah,
Tell me who they are. They're not important.
it's probably just his class meme. His
Yeah,
class.
it's probably just it's probably people from NXT and whatever. But
Yeah,
don't unmask them. They're not important. He has an army of putties. Let him have an army of putties.
the improv.
And then let them
Uh,
go. I hope they do go next time they're on TV.
the improv the dance improv
They
ninjas.
were doing the what do you call that thing from Naruto? they were doing like the ninja
Yeah,
dance.
I
They
found it
just didn't put their hands
hilarious.
up.
Yeah,
But yeah, but regardless, that's this week. I was just talking about the setups and stuff. That's probably the most important thing because that was the major story thing we didn't bring up. That's
uh,
it.
I found the whole ninja shit fucking hilarious. Like it fits Seth. So
Yeah,
as
yeah.
silly as it looked, it fits Seth Rollins because
It
his
looks
gimmick.
silly, but it made. But I mean, they were doing a thing.
Yeah,
It's just I'm not gonna jump in the middle of 17 to 25 grown men shuffling each other. No, you can have that.
yeah, it was
I'll
funny.
see you next week.
I found it funny. And then NXT we had the pretty much the last show before Vengeance Day. So I think they did make statements on the for the pay per view, and the pay per view itself was really good. So
The show was good
yes,
last week. NXT, I think, still the best actual show from beginning to end. Last week we had one of my favorite matches I've had in a long time on NXT, which made no sense, but it was the best. It just shows so much of Ethan Page's character.
yes,
This is stuff you have to do with people like this.
I
He had
love
a match with much from the beginning of the show with Miles Bourne. They were both dressed in suits and they fought. And by the end of the match, Ethan Page was almost butt ass naked.
it. Fighting
It was
Vipers.
hilarious. They looked like they were in every like he got hit in Soul Calibur, his pants exploded. It was
Yep,
the best thing.
it was hilarious. It
His
was
shoes
hilarious.
came. He got slapped in the face with a shoe. He lost. God.
And then
You
yeah,
this is what I'm saying. These pieces of like personality driven pieces is what I think mm, both of the major shows they're missing a lot of this stuff, like, except for the major people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. We'll go into review with Avengers Day in a sec. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for AEW too. They had some really good matches. Was We had a rematch of Tekla and Thunder Rosa that was actually really good. Um, a lot of a very high show, but they had some good women's matches on it. They're working to their Revolution pay per view, so I think that's one's next week. So we'll probably have talk about that next week. But a lot of good stuff through them as well. Um, we could go into Vengeance Day. So NXT Vengeance Day, we kick off with Jada Parker versus Blake Monroe.
This was a what do they call it? It was just a regular street fight. They were not in the streets.
Yes, I
They
agree.
were
Like
in the ring. Uh, it was a very solid match, and I think it got better towards the end once they started getting their pacing in, and it got nasty. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's all I gotta say. Somebody in the front row got a diamond in the eyes or in their pocket, maybe.
yeah,
You did see the match, right?
yeah. It was a good match. That the butt bomb to the table was fun. They were aggressive as hell, and this is something that I will say that throughout this whole show, the women were fucking aggressive, and their matches all sold. So, I really enjoyed the match. I liked the hardcoreness that they have. I think Bianca Belair. Jada Parker is that next baby face that they're gonna try to really ride, but Blake Monroe is that heel that you kind of want to build again too. So it could have went both ways. I think either one could have benefited from the win, but Monroe wins, get herself back into that title picture. But Jada Parker threw everything in here too, and it was a fun match. I'm gonna go 4-2-5 for this.
I'm gonna go. I'll say the same thing because the diamonds in the eyes were awesome.
Yes, makes sense. Um, our next match is Dion Lennox versus Tony D'Angelo.
I think this one, if somebody ever takes this out of context, there's like one moment in here that I think was really fun. Uh, I mean, besides them trying to kill each other,
Yeah.
this is a heated rivalry. You realize this is like the leader of Dark State, I guess. This
Yes.
is how they put it: the leader of Dark State versus Tony D, and they fight throughout the PC, and they end up in the ring. But I like how the match starts is what they burst through the wall,
Yeah.
and then they just start scrapping in the ring, and they get in the ring, and the bell starts. Part of me reminded me of a fighting game. It's
Yeah.
just
I give
little
that.
beginning, they break through the wall,
Yeah.
and then boom, they're in the match. That was
Yeah.
kind of. I'd say this is probably Dion Lennox's best match. Not to say that Tony D carried him or anything, but I'd like at least this was a regular match, but you felt the aggression, that suplex from the table to the guardrail
Yeah.
to the table was mean. That was nasty. Tony D looked like an animal and a badass when he got how you got two two wild hairs going on. You know how he had the Dolph Ziggler hair and he had his beard going wild. Like
Yeah.
Jesus, he looked like a goddamn Super Saiyan badass. So hey, I was impressed. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'm gonna go four as well. I thought the aggressiveness is there. Dion Lennox, there's something that stated. Someone said like, "Oh, everyone's talking about Dion Lennox." I was like, "Nobody's talking about Dion." I'm sorry, nobody's talking about you. I don't know you. You remind me of Jamie Foxx's best friend in the Jamie Foxx show. I can't take you fucking serious. But beyond that, like, I had to get serious into this match, and I thought it was a good, solid thing. You also had Dark State try their best to help him out as well, and they just honestly, I just feel like that team looks combustible against him because this dude just fucking took all of them out for the most
No, that's
part.
not. No, that's not. OTM saved the dude from
Yeah,
kill.
OTM did say I forgot about them.
So no, they got trouble. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I
So
right.
I
I
appreciate
completely
that because at least OTM's got
I
some type
completely
of.
forgot about them. I forgot about that segment. But yeah,
It was a
yeah,
whole thing that happened before they got there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was good. But I enjoyed the match. I thought the aggressiveness was there, and I think D'Angelo needs to let the hair out. He looked more savage than he does. He looked like a caveman there, but I enjoyed the match. I'm at four with it as well. We got our first title match. We have Izzy Dame versus Tatum Paxley for the North American Championship. I think this was my match of the night.
I'm biased. I'm giving this match a 4.75. I think it was almost perfect. Uh, they fought their asses off, and again, also I got to give them credit because even their move sets, they still do. They've done stuff that they've never done before in this match. Like freaking Tatum got hit with a claymore. I don't even know if you noticed that. Freaking what's her name? Izzy.
Yeah,
She hit her. She hit Tatum with a straight up claymore. They didn't want to call it that,
yeah,
but he was horizontal in the air and kicked the other girl in the face. I think that's the same thing Drew McIntyre does.
yeah.
Uh,
He did that Friday, and that shit was mean.
he looked like he
It was
was
like a
going to do.
stiff. It was like a stiff. Oh, that was the other big thing. Fucking Cody Rhodes got the title back.
I mean, we did rush through, so we
Yeah,
don't have the time for it. But these things did happen.
yeah,
This match was amazing. I like how the culling was there. They actually were of use. They tried to do what they had to do without costing Izzy the match.
yeah,
Like that level of psychological uh, interference was actually a thing. It was good. I
yeah.
say, if anything, the last like 5 minutes of that match was amazing.
Yeah, they really got their rhythm in towards the end, and the way they caught the finisher and things like that, I really enjoyed.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Tatum Paxley, your new North American Championship. I'm at I'll go 4-5 with this one. Next match it is Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice. This is in the battleground, underground, the NXT underground match.
Yeah, and it
Uh,
was good.
it
And
was
I
good.
like I like this is kind of one of those things where you go let them fight and then they should be tag team partners.
Yeah,
Because I liked Kalani's MMA gear.
I did too.
It just looked good on her as a if that was the way she was gonna start. presenting herself. It looks
Yeah,
good. Um, but no, I like it, and I like that Lola Vice has a streak. Somebody needs to have that in their back pocket as a character, as a wrestler. Like, there's too many people that don't have anything that's just like nobody else has this.
yeah,
So her having the streak in the underground was good.
yeah,
So it was a solid match. Uh, I'll go 3.75. Like, I'll lean towards the four, but I'd say this was probably the weakest of the matches on the card.
yeah.
But again, it wasn't weak. It just didn't hit those highs for me. That's it. That's it.
I'm gonna give credit to the four, just because the aggressiveness they both showed. My only thing, and this is just a thing with Kalani Jordan, I love what she's doing, her best as a heel. I just think she like it's like when like a kid's mad at you, and you're like, oh, that's cute. That's how I feel when she's a heel, because I think she's extremely cute to not to be a face. Because even when she's mad, she don't look threatening. But beyond that, I actually liked the gear. I liked like the aggression that they did show in the ring. The spot with the with Lola going first into the cameraman was fucking hilarious. The fact that they actually caught it and they actually have it as a replay on NXT was hilarious. But I love how serious Lola came in, and then she started doing. She had to start dancing after she won, which was fucking hilarious because she was all, "I'm gonna kill this bitch" when she came in, and then when at the end she did her little celebration and stuff. And then shout outs to the two dudes. What's their names? Damn, I can't think of their names right now. The tag team. Um, the two big dudes and fuck, they were former tag team champs. I completely forgot their names. Anyway, they were dancing with her, like they were dancing outside the
What?
ring with her. Huh?
The Belly Boys or
Yeah,
Tim
yeah, yeah,
Russell?
dumb too.
Yes.
I just
Hate them.
forgot. Yeah, they were dancing in front of
Oh,
it. It
cool.
was funny. It was funny. And if you watch LFG and you also watch Evolve, half most of those roster was there. So
Hmm.
those are the guys that were there.
It makes me sad because the shapely girl in green, I think that was the lady Casey Lennox. She has been there forever and she has not been on TV. And I'm like, when is she gonna be on TV? Like, there was a girl, you can only see her from behind, but she had like this green bodysuit on and she was a member of the underground crowd. You know what I'm talking about? Like the people that
Yeah,
hang on. So I recognize her because her hair. I'm like, oh shit, she's still there. So there's people we still haven't even seen on NXT.
yeah, cause they run their own things on Evolve, and LFG is a whole reality show. I think Kevin Owens is taking Taker's place, for the next season.
People. It's Kevin Owens and some other. It's a female star that's gonna be on
Uh,
it. I think it's Natty.
I think it is Natty. I think you're correct. I went blank with that one.
That I did see. There's two stars taking over, so that's cool. That's cool.
I'm actually like kind of wanting to watch it because Kevin Owens, because I think Kevin Owens could be a great teacher.
I mean, same thing for Natty.
Well, Natty's has her own school, so that's a given. But Kevin Owens, seeing him actually train people, that's I actually find that very interesting. Cause
Hmm.
I watched some of LFG and I got kind of annoyed of Taker and his wife just because they teamed up a lot and shit and they weren't playing fair. At times they didn't play fair at all. But beyond that, like they just got me annoyed with it, so I didn't really like keep up with it. Um, but beyond that, like it's interesting to watch. It's just too much wrestling. Like there's legit a show every freaking day, and then I started been keeping up with AAA as well because I'm actually liking AAA, and it's only an hour of wrestling, but it shows like Saturday night, the English version, but to watch it live on Friday night. But I've been keeping up with that because the Reyes of Ray is next week, and I'm actually excited to see who wins. I wonder if Dominic is gonna get interfered now because of the shit that happened on Monday and things like that. So there's a lot more into that world title match in AAA. So again, a lot of wrestling, and I give credit for Taker for producing that because AAA has been really fun to watch. But beyond that, with that saying, I enjoyed it. I'll go four with this match. I thought the aggressiveness was there. For someone that is not really a fighter, Kalani showed that she can fight, and I actually enjoyed that she brought it, and what she brought was a lot of fun. And again, I see Kalani getting a world title soon, and like she's in that level of getting a world title or getting another championship under her belt. Like she's that good. It's just that she's been on the slump with losers, but other than that, she's fantastic as a wrestler.
She hasn't been losing. The last person she beat was Lola Vice.
Oh, she did beat Lola Vice. Well, she lost the last few match, but then
She
again, it was
lost the
probably by
last.
incident.
She lost the last match she had, but she beat Lola because that was the match where she started to show that really nasty, aggressive side and bust her hand up like at the end of the match. And I was like, oh, she's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Next thing. And then our main event is Joe Hendry versus Ricky Stark for the NXT World Championship.
And it wasn't just Joe Hendry versus Ricky Starks. It ended up being his best friend, Ethan Page.
I love the they posted the Step
Yeah,
Brothers picture.
yeah, no,
That shit was rolling.
so good. I really like the way that they're going about this with those two guys. The way they have their little group. They have the Vanity Project as their young boys. I just like that this is probably like the best faction for me on NXT right now because they're as much as they are dastardly, they're pretty funny,
Yeah,
and it translated somewhat into this match because again it was a solid ass match, but obviously Joe Hendry was not fighting one person, so unfortunately it does backfire on him. Ethan Page does not help Ricky Saints uh, beat Joe Hendry. And he gets hit like he does it. He hits him with the meanest DDT, and Ricky Saints looks like he turned into Frankenstein. He was making his face like he died. He was like, "How did this guy kick out?" I can't. Again, there's little things like that that also make the match for me. Is like the wrestler's facial expressions and stuff, and moments during the match like that. So this one I'm giving a 4.25. I thought it was a great North regular championship match. Excuse me.
yeah. I dug the character work. I dug the Ricky and Joe Hendry actually work really well together too. I do like that group. I actually like their interactions too. I like the interactions of Ethan Page and Ricky Stark, and I really think is it reminds me of a a lighter version of the two man power trip of Austin and Triple H. So
I was
I'm
gonna
digging
say
that.
they kind of remind me of later DX because they're goofy.
I could see it in a heel form because DX was a babyface, but I could see that.
Were they? They were kind of bullies
They were
because they
baby
used to
faces
pick on
though,
they used to pick on Hornswoggle a lot,
but he was part of them.
but they used to pick on him a lot.
But he was
Like
part
that's
of
a core
DX.
memory. They used to mess with him a lot.
But they gave him a
It's like,
DX shirt. He's an
yeah,
honorary
it's
member.
still treated him like trash.
Yeah. But it was good. It was a good match, and again, good title defense for Joe Hendry to get his first big title defense on NXT pay per view after he was signed.
Sure.
So it's good. Vengeance Day overall, I'll go 4 or 5 with the show.
I'd say, yeah, I guess so. That's like an A- right there.
Yeah.
And then, sure, A or solid A. I guess a solid A.
Shout outs to NXT. Stand and Deliver is going to be on a separate weekend off of WrestleMania, which I
I saw
kind
this,
of
yeah, which is
like.
good. It's before it too, right? Like
Yeah.
it's straight up before it.
Yeah. It's
A
2 weeks
week
before.
before. Oh, 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
Yeah,
That's
because it's in the beginning of April.
yeah. I think so. It's the first week.
And then Mania is the 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
I like it because I think it gets over ridiculous with WrestleMania. Then you have Hall of Fame, you have NXT, you have 2 nights of WrestleMania, and SmackDown and Raw all combined. Like at least NXT has the space to like shine, and
And
I find
and
dig with that.
and that eliminates the chance that the fans will say that NXT was the best show of the weekend because that has happened.
I still say they could still say that, but it would be 2 weeks earlier. But yeah, you're correct with that. So um, I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited for Stand and Deliver. I did like JC Jane's promo to who she's gonna go the road to Stand and Deliver and who's gonna be their opponent. So Ruka and
So that I
yeah,
forgot it
the
set that
breakup
up.
with Zarya.
Yes, they should. I hope they sell that shirt. Souls X.
So Zax. Um, but a lot of stuff is going on, so we got a lot of wrestling to be covering. And again, the road to WrestleMania. We have the road to Stand and Deliver. We have Revolution next week. We have AAA Reyes of Reyes next week. So there's a lot of wrestling. There's wrestling every fucking day, and I'm trying to keep up with it, but it gets a little too much. So like Evolve, LFG. I kind of skip. I don't really watch those. I kind of want to watch Evolve. I just don't watch it because I watch TNA, I watch the AAA, and try to give some love to AEW and watch ROH. I'll go by match. I really don't watch the whole show. I'll go if Athena's wrestling, I'll watch her match, things like that. So it is a pick and choose, but you legit have wrestling every week now,
And
every
not
day,
to mention,
every week, huh?
I would say not to mention just to give them shout outs. People like GCW,
Yeah.
that put the replay and HOG that put the replays of their big shows on their YouTube. So
Yes.
if you're not gonna watch the show the day of, maybe I think it's like 2 days later, it's on their YouTube. So there's shows that are happening every day. So
Hmm.
there's just brand new wrestling like every single day
I
now.
want to watch that all women's pay per view. I haven't seen the
Shout out
site
to
that I use
shout out to
pop
Priscilla
up.
Kelly. She's the No, I know that's Athena's promotion. I forgot what this called. MSX, I think is, or
Yeah.
MSM or something like that. I know it's Texas based, and she's now the champion.
Yes.
So that's like, for me, three of my favorite women wrestlers were champions in her thing, because Abaddon, then Nikki Blackheart, and then Priscilla Kelly.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Nikki Blackheart got signed by the NXT
I hope so.
because
You know,
she's
I,
slow.
per-
She's
I don't.
my bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't mind where she goes, but I'm just saying I hope she got signed because she's been busting her ass. So, but yes,
So
she did. She did stop going to. She had to uh drop her title, and then there was like a show. She said she put up a big thing that she can't make it to the show.
yeah,
So
I have a feeling that she got signed after the tryout, and she's keeping it quiet until they actually like legit has the NXT shirt kind of thing. But I have a big feeling she got signed because there's no way in hell you're not gonna sign her, especially the way she wrestles and the fact that you have people like Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair that has like the similar body type, and you're not gonna sign that. You're
and also she was trained by Gangrel, so she's not like fresh off the
nah.
field or
Yeah.
whatever.
She has that skill. So
She's like one of his prized pupils.
if you're not gonna sign her, then anyone else will. So I was like, NXT
Yep.
better jump on her. If not, someone else. I could see AEW foaming from the mouth for her.
Yep.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of things that with her. So I'm excited to see if she does get signed because slowly she been dropping all her titles, but she also been like ending like it's not doing canceling shows or whatnot. Kind of like Dan Helsing did. If you actually noticed it, like he just stopped doing shows.
But he still does his YouTube because he put up a video of,
Yes, he does.
I watched it, of him making a Shirley Temple for the first time.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's very
But
funny.
I really hope that she got signed. I really do. And Ludlow, what was it? Lodi, what Bailey's thing?
Oh, their whole thing is the lodestone.
Lodestone. They have a season 2 coming up because they're taking application for 2026.
That's good.
So there's gonna be a whole new class of stuff. And honestly, I would not be surprised that several of those girls get signed or get development deals or get WWE ID now, because there's a
Hmm.
lot of talent there that they had in those things. And those seminars are fucking amazing. And honestly, shout outs to Bailey because that shit is good for that wrestling community, especially with the women's wrestling that don't get the shine that they all like 100% deserve. So it's really cool to see. I watched the videos that she had posted too, and they're really good.
Hmm.
So anyway, next we have the wrestling retrospect. It is your pick.
Scott Steiner wants to be picked again, but no, we already picked him. Uh,
He wants to be. I have more matches.
yeah, I get it. Listen, I get it, sir. Uh, let's take a detour. Wait, the last person we did was Danhausen, right?
Housing,
Let's see.
Cactus Jack, and Steve Carino.
Also, I did. There is a wrestler, Kobe Carino, and I'm not sure if he's not
That's his
Steve
son.
Carino's actual. Oh, is that what?
Kobe Carino is his son. Yeah,
That's crazy.
they had a whole
Because
faction
they
in
had a match.
ROH.
They had a match that popped up after we finished his retrospect. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
he
no.
has two sons actually in wrestling.
Oh, okay,
They had
okay.
a whole like story arc in ROH about it.
All right, that's crazy. All right, so you know what? Listen, we can find people from ROH because I feel like we don't really go to ROH for our retrospect. So this one, I'm gonna go ROH era. Did we do Roddy yet?
Roger Strong.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I I think we did.
Uh-huh.
Hold up. You know, sometimes we kind of skip people that are like popular at the moment, and we tend not to use them.
Hmm.
So, yeah, Roddy Strong is not here. So ROH Roddy Strong.
Yes.
At one point, we're gonna have to start doing it like this because we have done like a lot of the big ones, but surprisingly, the biggest stars wise, we didn't do a lot of the big names.
Makes sense.
We kind of just kept it with the low names or new names that are coming up and things like that. And I think that was a lot of the, or if a person returned, we had a tendency to do that. But a lot of the times we picked lower in the totem pole
Lesser known
wrestlers.
people, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I don't, I think the point that I try to do is unless we specifically like that week something happens with a person, I'm like, oh wow, they just came back. I have, let's learn about them. The my view is I want to see stuff that I've never seen before, so I don't like picking people that I've watched over the years.
Yeah, I get that.
Like I want to pick people's like I've seen Roddy, but I've only seen Roddy in NXT on.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in ROH.
Yeah, that was like the big example was that I picked directly American Badass Undertaker and not just Undertaker period. Because
Hmm.
there's a lot of matches where he was American Badass were better than a lot of the stuff he did as the regular Taker.
Yes, it's
Like
true.
but like yeah, we always kind of did it like that. We picked the non because we had like Chris Candido on here, we had Barry Howdis on here, but then we had CM Punk right after. Then we have Okada here, we have LA Knight, we have Willie Mack. So we went through like a different, I guess like the day of the week kind of thing because we have a lot of different wrestlers. It's never like the same type. We have a tendency to always pick differently.
Hmm.
So it's good. And we're at like 165 wrestlers.
Good, good.
There we go. All right. Podcast we listened to. I did listen to John Morrison on Van Vliet today, so definitely check that one out. He talks about him being bald.
Yeah, it's killing me. I love how being a bald is a new thing in wrestling.
Ricochet was first.
Yep, you can claim it.
He
I
had
mean,
no choice.
Goldberg, and Stone Cold made it popular
Yeah.
to be technically the good guys, and then Ricochet made it good to be the bad guy,
There you go.
the bald bad guy.
Yep. Yep.
They
Let's.
got Simon again. They got Simon Miller with that because he was around during that time.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I just want to see. Chris Statlander was on Chris Van Vliet last week, and also
Oh
Ali's live
man, you gotta
conversation.
hear if you have not. I say the number one podcast from last week is listen to Cody Rhodes and Gunther.
That was really good. I did
Just
listen
two,
to that. That was really
just
good.
just two guys,
Yeah,
just having a nice conversation. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I actually liked that conversation a lot, and got a
It's
lot
the
of love
most
to Kaiser.
it's just the most normal ass conversation though.
Yeah, and a lot of love to
They
Kaiser.
they say nothing crazy. Yes. They said his real name. I forgot. I think it's
Marcel.
Marcel. No, well, he says that name. Well, that was his name in NXT, right?
Yeah,
Marcel.
Marcel Bartel. That's his real name.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, Marcel Bartel. Chris Statlander was on last week. Ali was on this live show in Chicago. That was really good. If you have not listened to it, it was a very fun conversation.
Mm, yes.
So definitely check that out.
Damn, I didn't pick this one. This just popped up. GCW Danhausen versus Priscilla Kelly. What? Huh? I wish I would
Um,
have said that.
yeah. So there we go. We gonna wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow all our social medias: your Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok. Or Mike. Also follow Red Cycle Link.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cycle Nick. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And we also have a WordPress. Check it out.
Yep, yep. Peace out, laters, and always remember.